In this video, we'll be recreating the MasterCard logo design. It is actually a combination mark and it is one of the most basic logo designs you can recreate. And it's a very good way to start this course. We don't want to start with something that is very complex and taking a lot of time. We want to take it very slow and steady. Take it at the very right pace. So back on our class 1 document, the first thing I will do is have a reference of the logo I'm recreating. And you can bring in an image into CorelDraw and use it as a reference. So to do that, I would go to the File tabs, just immediately under the title bar, and come to the Import options. In case you don't want to go through this long process, you can use the command Ctrl-I, which is also the shortcut for import. So I would locate the MasterCard logo on my laptop or my computer and click on it and import it. You see that I haven't clicked on the image, it brought out this shape. So the first thing we'll do is we would hold down and right click and drag. Now we have the reference. Now to design this logo, it's actually very easy. It's just composed of two circles that are overlapping each other. So to design this logo, we'll be using the ellipse tool. Now the ellipse tool is directly under your rectangle tool. So we'll click on the ellipse tool. So you hold down your right click and drag. Now we want, you see, while dragging, we see that you can make the ellipse in different shape, but to get a perfect circle, as you are holding on your right click, you also hold down your control key, which makes it a perfect circle. You see what happens when I let go of my control key? See, it gives us a perfect circle. So we draw the perfect circle. Now the next thing I want you to know is to exit any tool. You can either use the escape key or you can click on the pick tool. The pick tool cancels out every other tool that you are using. So the next thing I want to do is I want to teach you guys about the use of rulers. Rulers are very good. They help us to align shapes perfectly. They help us to align text and every other thing that you're working on the workspace perfectly. Now to get your ruler, just look immediately after the standard toolbar. There is a series of numbers. They will have 140, 160. Just right on that line, just right click and drag out your mouse. You see that by dragging that out, you now have something that looks like a line. So what we want to do with that is we'll be bringing the line over the circle just at any convenient distance. So we'll also go to the welcome screen, just below it where we have the numbers 20, 0, 20, 40. Just right click on that place and drag out your mouse. You see we also have another ruler. Now we'll be placing this on the center of the circle like this. So by placing this, we now have two rulers to guide how we'll place the next circle, because right on the logo we have two circles that makes up the logo design. So what we'll do is we'll duplicate this circle shape. Now to do that, we'll be using the command Ctrl D. So Ctrl plus D to duplicate the shape. So we'll bring the duplicated shape to the right hand side. Now we want to align it perfectly at this point. So what I will do is I will locate the quadrant on the circumference of the circle. Here's the quadrant, and drag it to the intersection of the two rulers. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's very important to try as much as possible to make it as perfect as you possibly can. So I'll drag it and drop it. Now the next thing you notice is that we have the colors. We want to use the exact colors that are being used on the logo design. Now to get this, we'll be using the color eye picker tool, and this you can find it on the document color palette, and that is located at the bottom part of the workspace. You see this place that we have the colors on this screen. There is something that looks like a dropper, like an eyedropper kind of a thing, like a pen, if you want to call it a pen. So you click on it and come to the logo. The first thing to do is we'll be getting the red color, but it will reflect as you click on the red color. So you come back to the shape once again and get the yellow color. Don't try to get the third color in between. You'll see how we'll get that. So I'll give my first circle the red, the second circle the yellow. Now you will notice that there is a line around the circles. There is a line and it is making it look a little bit off. It's not looking like the logo that we want. Now to remove the line is actually called an outline. And to remove this, just come to your document color palette. There is a square with a slash in between. So while clicking on the shape that you want the outline removed from, now right click on that square. You see that it immediately left click on that circle. You see that it immediately removes the outline. You left click. If you right click, you will remove the actual color, but we want to remove the outline, so we'll just left click. So click on the second shape and left click. If you right click on that shape, it will remove the actual color, but we don't want to do that. We just want to remove the outline. So just let's give it back the original color and left click. So now we've gotten our logo, but you will agree with me that there is something, there is like another color just in between the two logos. Now to get this color, what we'll do is we'll reduce the transparency, we'll increase the transparency rather of this yellow shape. So what we'll do is we'll come to the transparency tool. It's just right here. You click on it. See, after clicking on it, we now have an option for the transparency of the yellow circle. So we'll just give it a value of 20. I think that should work. See, by doing that, we now have this. The next thing is now the text. What we want to do is we want to click on the text tool and type in MasterCard. Then we'll click on our pick tool to cancel it out. Now we want to align this MasterCard to this shape that we've designed, just like this on the logo. What we'll do is we would first draw our rulers. We get more rulers to serve as a guide. Okay, then just move your MasterCard text to touch the first ruler and drag it over here. And just like that, we have redesigned the MasterCard logo design. You can go ahead and select, and the way to select is you click on a part of the workspace and drag and select this object, bring them down. You can reduce it a little if you want. Then we'll click on our rectangle tool right here, draw a rectangle around them and give it the color white. We can also remove the outline if you want, but we'll still recommend we leave it there. Now what we can do now is, you see that by drawing a rectangle over the object, it has covered it. Now to bring it down, we will click on Shift key and page down button. It automatically brings it down. So you can just leave it like this, and just like that, we've been able to redesign the MasterCard logo design.